Alright folks, hello, welcome back. We're here at the Inchoate Transit Relay in Albion that will one day be connecting us gloriously to Eleutheria. And we're ready to go through. Now first, I want to have a little conversation with my repentant devil. Because I want to, I'm asking more about rebelling against the judgments. It was a waste. The protests, the peaceful fights, and the violent ones. We were never likely to win by those methods. Control what something consumes, and you control what it is. The feeding of stars is a delicate art. I had spent centuries in cultivating them, studying their palates, watching for evidence of their responsive growth. I had influence. Now, how much can any devil say the same? What? Okay, I'm assembling your evidence. I have every bit that I need. 3 documents lie on the table, ready to be deciphered and translated from the infernal tongues. Some words are visible only in the right light. It takes some hours to sort the matter out, but it becomes clear in the end. I have the measure of my attacker now, he says. Yeah, so when we first hired him on, there was an assassin that came with him. If I were a younger devil, I would even be flattered. My old abilities are in demand. The Son of the Blue Kingdom has put out a reward for the first person to kidnap me and bring me under guard to Sky Barnet, there to assist in the service of its appetites. The judgment of the Blue Kingdom is pursuing the repentant devil. Now you must discuss the matter. Okay. Offer him safe haven aboard? Who cares if a judgment's looking for him? He belongs here with you. Offer him passage to his new home? Offer to drop him off somewhere safe for retirement? How, not that this is factoring into my decision, of course, but how useful are you to me? Currently, in the signaler position, not super duper. Well, I mean, there's nobody else whose quest line I've fulfilled. You know? But these guys are quite good. I don't know. I feel like of the 2 others, I'm gonna have something useful, so it might be more useful to have him in some other role, you know? Like, it wouldn't be terrible to have a friend in the Blue Kingdom, or drop him off somewhere safe for retirement. Well, I don't like giving up my officers under duress, so you can have safe haven aboard. He's tried everything but rebelling against the judgments directly, and now perhaps it is time. Now of all times, perhaps it's possible to take action and have some hope of winning. Okay. Make his status here permanent. Who would he like to be if he's free to travel with you? This will transform into the Defiant Devil, a signaler who increases your veils by 10 and your affiliation academe by 2. I'm going to do that. You offer him room to experiment, freedom to travel, protection as much as you can offer from the interference of any further agents of the Blue Kingdom. Either he's touched, or he's attacked to pretend that he is. At any rate, he accepts. Cool. Very cool. Very, very cool. Look at that. Now my hearts, my veils, and my mirrors are all above the 65 threshold. That's nice. I'm going to have to check to see if there's any equipment now that I can get that I couldn't before. And now, fuck. My ship needs to have more hull, so I need to equip something in the hull slot, in the plating slot. Alright, I'll be back when I do that. Okay, we're back like nothing happened, and we've got armor plating on our ship, so we've got enough hull to do the thing. And it's not close at all, and I didn't run into anything on the way back, and I'm only 2 points away from not being able to do it. It's fine. Transport the surveyor and her staff through the unfinished relay. Okay, let's do it. The surveyor spends a day checking your locomotive's plating and performing an inventory of your supplies, while you oversee your engineers as they double and triple check its systems. Eventually, there are no more checks to make, nor reason, save self-preservation, to delay. You buckle yourselves into your seats. The relay's hour looms thunder up to speed. Its arms fold over you. The correspondence wheels begin to spin. The sigils burn. The surveyor meets your eyes. She opens her mouth to speak, and then your engine is flung groaning across a tumultuous sky. You're taking the first journey through the new relay, uncertain of your destination. Did it work? Or did we all die? Cool. Dead at midnight. For weeks you crossed the heavens in a tunnel that writhed like a dying rattlesnake. Mad winds scoured you. Poison starlight burned your eyes. Your hull is torn. Your crew and passengers harrowed. Your arrival is abrupt. You crash from a gloomy ruin. Your engine cylinder was badly cracked. To prevent your furnace overheating, the chief engineer had to douse its fires. Now your locomotive hangs helpless in the sky. Already the cold is creeping in. Damage report. It could be worse. Your chief engineer has barely begun rattling off what sounds like it's going to be an extensive list of problems when a shadow passes swiftly across the bridge, as if something had flitted between you and the stars. Is something out there? A curious visitor. The sky's cold is already clawing its way into your dead locomotive. The surveyor's workers press anxious faces to the windows, searching the sky for a glimpse of whatever casts its shadow over you. Slow seconds pass. Nothing. Let's set a watch. I've got enough hull for now. Oof. You unlock the armory and begin handing out pistols and rifles. Before more than a handful have been distributed, a cry goes up. The shadow has returned. A span of enfolding wings, a gaping gleam of teeth. It latches onto your locomotive, its talons shrill on the plating. Then it begins to clamber across the hull. A pinioned wing passes a window. A curator! Someone hisses. The chiropteran hoarders of the heavens. Cunning terrors of wing and claw. Okay. The thing crawling across your hull probes at an exterior hatch. The insistent surveyor swears as an eye the size of a dustbin lid presses against a window. The eye is yellow as old gold, sharp with avarice, and glimmers with intellect. Your hull shrieks as hooked claws tear a rent in it. A huge furred limb, razored with talons, gropes through the gap. Let's trade otherworldly artifacts for my life. You can have these. The eye looms at the gash in your hull like an inquisitive moon. The huge creature picks up and examines each artifact in turn. The talons that disemboweled your locomotive suddenly delicate, even tender. The first is discarded. The second is set reverentially down again. The third is satisfactory. The creature makes a moist rumbling sound. The taloned limb withdraws. There's a beat of sail-sized wings, and it rushes away, a wind of shadow. A cold gust blows through the rent it left behind. Immediately, you begin issuing orders. You need to get your engine patched and moving. A day later, your locomotive is, if not repaired, at least functioning. The boiler thrums, the chimney steams, the sky's encroaching cold is driven back. The insistent surveyor and her team are ready to depart. They'll be taking their equipment and supplies down to the ruins at the Sky Road's end to begin work on the second relay. Part ways. Okay. Thank you, Intendant. We'll continue the work at this end. We brought enough with us to assemble some makeshift sequencer wheels. They should stabilize the route enough to bring through anything else we'll need. Meanwhile, you'd better get back to Dusking's Deep. The second phase should be underway, and we'll need more materials. She shakes your hand, slings her pack over her shoulder, and leads her work crew down to the Grey Ruins. With a little luck, we'll meet again when our work is done. Are you serious? I have to go back to the start? I thought I was going to have to construct more here. Accumulate progress toward the second phase of construction by delivering any of these resources to the Albion end of the relay. Okay, same resources they were before. Alright, dude. Onwards. And luckily I do know where I am because I've already extensively covered this. Except for Atlas, which is the one place I was looking for and the one place I still haven't found. But it's fine. I know that it's got to be up here in this sector because, like, again, only place I haven't been to yet, right? I'm gonna stop off at the House of Rods and Chains, and then I'm gonna go to Pan Because I've got a decent amount of money, right? I do have a decent amount of money. Let's see if it's enough for me to be able to, like, comfortably buy something that I want. And I wouldn't mind repairing my ship a little bit. And I'll go see my friends, the rubbery dudes. That is the technical term for them, the rubbery dudes. So yeah, now we're back in Creepsville again. I've got to be on my guard, but I do have my upgraded weapon, so I won't be defenseless. It's not worth stopping for that. Jeez. Okay, we're getting close. This thing is so freaking fast. I love it. And I don't... The damage when you run into something isn't that significant. It's very manageable. Okay, the carapace. Mr. Menagerie, I found you again. Reduce our terror a little bit, any chance I get. Hey, Mr. Menagerie, hey! Hey, dude! Mr. Barleycorn! Ah, still not long enough. God damn it. Can I listen to a story of things past? Does this actually do anything for me? No, I lose money. He tells me a story of a trial. A mistake to come back, a place of chains, a place of servitude, a place of torment and treachery. The light binds, the light blinds. All things it places in a chain. Our place is our worth. Some accept, we liberated. I like it. Tear down the hierarchy. Okay, dude. Where are you going next? Fucking Mr. Menagerie. You're going to where roses bloom in the dark. Is that Caduceus? I have to assume, right? Which is very close to here, actually. Alright. There was something else here. I'm pretty sure. Ooh, Brunswick. There was something here to do. I forget what it was. Ah, locate the gland desired by the Chiropterous Hoarder. Oh, I have a shit ton of Eleutherian mysteries. Nice, dude. Alright, let's locate this gland. You could do it yourself, or you could seek assistance. I could persuade a rubbery man to take me to the gland. Yeah? Gives me terror, of course. Your guide is an emaciated figure, badly contained in its rags, tentacles pocked with scars. It's piteously eager to be of service. The path it chooses is convoluted and wetly brilliant. Hours into the descent, you find the gland, livid with parasites, gleaming verdigris in the light. You give the rubbery man its prize, and its broken-hearted crooning accompanies the next part of your labors. Aight. There's the gland that the Chiropterous Hoarder sought. Pustulent, tumorous, with parasites both disc-shaped and filament-thin, blue-gold where the light oils along its membrane. Here it is, cries the Chiropterous Hoarder, rapturous. Extract the gland. He flings itself at the gland, screeching at the parasites with such volume that some tumble from the organ, concussed by the assault. As you watch, it tears at the infestation and then at the gland itself, gouging through tissue matter until at last a black fluid leaks. Kill the parasites and gather them too. Those glandular secretions were mine. How dare they drink it? Take them and drain them too, it barks excitedly. I have to prepare. You finish. I am going. The Chiropterous Hoarder absconds with a palmful of pulped meat, leaving you and the crew to harvest what remains. What the fuck? Marketplace? Let's go to the marketplace. We can trade some shit. Trade stories of the high wilderness. Exchange my stories for amber. We got quite a bit of red amber, and I can pay for an evening's rest, which somewhat lowers my terror. Not that much, though, unfortunately. Give me more red chunks of amber. You did, thank you. So I trade these for like 3 mysteries? But I get 4 amber in return, so it's pretty worth it. Yeah, this Terra's looking a lot better. Let's try to do that one more time. Nice, we can. Alright, that's much better. My Terra's at 17 now. Manageable. Alright. How do I get out of here? How do I get out of here? Return to the Throat of Lamentation. Alright, return to the Broken Carapace. Alright, see ya. Now where am I going? Caduceus to follow Mr. Menagerie, right? Yeah. And there we go, warp 17. When you're going this fast, you gotta watch out for all these little rocks in your way. It's so annoying. Like, I guess this was just another way to get to Eleutheria. But it's annoying that I have to then go back to Albion to complete the relay. Like, wouldn't it make sense to have to complete this side of it as well? I think that would make more sense from a gameplay perspective. It's like, okay, now you have to deliver items to this side of the relay. And they have to be different items, but instead they're the same for some reason. So I'm thinking we do this. Stop at Caduceus. Say hi to Mr. Menagerie. Pester him some more. Go back to Pan. Do some things there. And then find Atlas, finally. I found you, Mr. Menagerie. You piece of shit. Visit Mr. Menagerie. Hey, Mr. Menagerie, hey! Hey! Mr. Barleycorn's looking for you! Oh my god. Nope. Not yet. Where are you going next then, Mr. Menagerie? Where are you going next? He's still not ready. Where are you going next? Return to the smoggy, clanking, singing, stamping, thronging, frantic stew pot of humanity. The blister of glass and steel in the heart of the garden. So, New Winchester. Okay. It says we return. That kind of indicates an end point, don't you think? I'm going to interpret it that way because otherwise I'll be sad. I can write a port report of Caduceus, and do I want to go through the thing again, or I can't because I don't have enough moments of inspiration. Oh, Ebullient Decadent, I'm sorry, they didn't like your writing. He failed to get published and has moved on to another muse. But I gained $1,000, dude. Nice! Alright. And it is. What's the best way to get there? It's like a straight shot. Alright. No fussing about with directions or anything like that. We just go! Oh, and then almost run into something immediately. Check. Check mark. Oh, Jesus! And actually then run into something? Sick. Awesome. Nice. See, this is why we need an overlay map. Because I'm awful at this. Okay, Eric, there's a building up ahead. Don't run into the building. Okay, got it. Thanks, Eric. Okay, you skirted the building. Good job. Hey, thanks, Eric. Oh, and I can also stop at one of these factions. That's where the ant told me to go. So is the Devil's questline fulfilled now? Is it done? Or is there some kind of like confrontation that I'm gonna have? Wow, that was pretty perfect. I don't know. I think it's done, but who knows? Clocks are not welcome in Pano. It's the hour of veracity when the word eaters are abroad. Avoid them as I go about my business, or take a sizable escort. I'm gonna avoid them. Nice, so I suffer no penalties. Oh shit. Negotiate for captivating treasure. This will cost a point of hearts and iron. No, thank you. Or I could accept an offer to join them. But they're revolutionaries. What are they rebelling against? Are they rebelling against the halved? Or are they rebelling against, I don't know. Truly strange. I thought I was coming here. The ant told me to come here. What? Where are you, ant? Auntie. Where are you at, girl? In this quest. But I can't even, what? Do I have to talk to her again? I thought I already did. No, I'm learning about an inconvenient ant. She needs to go to Pan, capital of Eleutheria. Oh, specifically Pan. I thought it was... The person we need to talk to is from this faction, but apparently we just need to go to Pan proper. Alright. Alright. Look at that, my terror is 0. That's unusual in Pan, or in Eleutheria in general. Alright, King's Idol Station. Help your aunt find February. She attempts to find out what happened at the St. Dunstan's rendezvous, and it's led us to Winter's Reside and the Calendar Council. Okay. I've sent back the card. She's expecting us, your aunt says, leading you through the tumbled ruins of Pan, limned by pale moonlight. She's sending a coach. We're to wait here. Your aunt rummages in her handbag as you wait. Boiled sweet? She says hopefully. It looks as if it could crack your jaw. Suit yourself. The only sound as you wait is the crunch of the sweet. And then, slowly and silently, a black carriage appears through the mist. The masked driver bids you enter the cabin. Your aunt does not hesitate to get in. Come along, she says impatiently, beckoning you inside. The sedan leaves you on the crooked street of Winter's Reside in front of a severe townhouse. The door is open and the lights are on. A handsome woman waits in the doorway to greet you. Her smile is wintry, and her eyes pale as new frost. I got your card. I'm willing to talk. Come inside. Talk to February. She attended the St. Dunstan's rendezvous. She must be able to tell you what was discussed. I don't know why the aunt cares about this, but whatever. I'm afraid I can't help much, old thing, February says as she ushers you into her parlor. White moonlight floods its great bay windows. Anything you can tell us, your aunt says, before gasping. Dearie me, almost forgot. She fishes in her enormous handbag and produces the bottle of brandy. For old time's sake. How lovely, February murmurs. I'll fetch some glasses. She leaves the two of you alone. Your aunt immediately starts rummaging under the cushions. She's hiding something. I was very junior at the time, practically a secretary. February's voice floats through. Your aunt stands up straight as February returns, carrying 3 glasses. February hands you each a glass of your aunt's brandy. London did approach us about building an unclear bomb. We had an enemy in common, the masters of old London. The Calendar Council helped make them an unclear bomb. We used it to blow up the sun. She shrugs. But that's ancient history. Not sure why you bothered me with all this. Still, shall we raise a toast to old acquaintances never forgot? The brandy is amber as the death of a sun. Your aunt's eyes are on February. February raises her brandy glass, like a conductor preparing her orchestra. To the end of all tyrannies, to alliances forged for the breaking of chains. Your aunt nods and begins to sip her brandy. Her expression is worrying, hazardous almost. Seeing her drink, February follows suit. That's interesting. So they were previously employed, like, by the Queen, right? But now February has turned Republican, revolutionary. And I don't think that's in line with the aunt's current values. I'm gonna feign drinking. Better safe than sorry. Thus always to tyrants. Sic semper tyrannis, in case you're wondering. You raise the glass to your lips and make as if to imbibe. Condensation from the glass drips onto your chin, and then you lower your brandy. Does this taste a little off to you? February asks, and then keels over. Your aunt pours the remainder of her brandy onto the floor. Dearie me, she's even more susceptible than I remembered. Very clever of you not to drink. Help me have a rummage through her papers, will you? You spend a frantic few minutes searching February until you discover a folio concealed in her left boot. This'll do, your aunt says. Now let's make sure we're not seen leaving. Your aunt has poisoned February and stolen her note. Is she dead? Jeez, dude. Okay, let's talk to the aunt again. Help her go through February's papers. Piles of pages are strewn across her cabin. I've been impersonating February in some correspondence to get more information, your aunt says in explanation. It's not like she's going to object. Working together, you discover the key to the cipher, various calendars, from the Roman to the Revolutionary. From the documents, you learn that February knew that the final design for the bomb was held by Her Majesty's Privy Councillor. He died and is now interred in the most serene mausoleum. If we could find those designs, we'd know for certain what our government agreed to, your aunt says. Alright, so back to Albion. Not right away, obviously. Alright, what am I doing here? Oh, I know what I'm doing. Well, first of all, I'm seeing what kind of prospects there are. And I'm getting rid of the ones that are not profitable. Okay, now just just perusing what we've got available, Like if I were to happen to want to buy one of these, like a Moloch class liner, just for the sake of argument, Like maybe if I were planning to do that, then this would be pretty cool, I mean, I don't know. What's it gonna be called? The Nereid? That's pretty cool. The Aleph? The Clytemnestra. That kind of rings a bell. I think that's from like Greek mythology or something. The Chipping Norton. The Pilgrim, the Salamander, the Azure, the Sepulcrave, the Luminous, like Luminous, the Naufragiste, the Charlotte, the Kilgore, the Maenad, the Matilda Briggs. Oi, get on old Matilda, we're leaving port. It's time to leave on Matilda. I love it. Okay. And then what kind of changes is that going to necessitate? So we now have 2 more bridge slots, which is very interesting. What can I put in those bridge slots? I wish I could break this down by the type of slot that it occupied. That's a bridge slot. It gives me quarters. I don't think I need any more quarters, though. Show me bridge slots, please. Not bridge. Not a lot here. It goes in the bridge slot. Okay. I might have to look at those experimental things again. So what would I even want to go in the bridge slot? Like, I don't necessarily want more crew. More storage space is always useful. Oh, wasn't there a pressure canning system that, or a something that went in the bridge slot? I think it was at the Royal Society, so I'll have to go back there for that. But for now, this is fine. So where am I taking all this shit? Bronzewood for Parliament. I'm not in Parliament anymore. These two, but I can do with these at least. Eagles Empyrean and gemstones. Do I have any gemstones in the bank? I might not. Gemstones are actually kind of hard to come by, but I can go get some. All right, here's what we're gonna do. What we're gonna do is we're going to find Atlas. We're gonna stop by Piranesi because they export gemstones, right? Okay, right? Yeah, follow me. Go to Piranesi. Then we're gonna find Atlas. Do all the stuff that we can do in Atlas. And then go to Eagles Empyrean to fulfill these prospects and get some money, some cash money. What do we need? A little bit more of Monica in my life. Yeah, otherwise looks good. I mean, I also want something better in my armor slot because, like, why not? Literally anything would be better than what I've got there now. That I can't use. Interior support. Oh, that doesn't go in the armor slot. That does, but I don't have my iron high enough. Okay, so the best thing that's available to me is this, which would give me an extra 5 health. I don't think that's worth it for 1,100 bucks. I think I'm good, thanks. We might as well bring on some more crew here too, since we've got space for it. I've gained 2 crew. Hooray! Oh, and drop off the rubbery guy that I just picked up. Gives me a little money, a little good stuff. Alright. So, ooh, look at my fancy new ship. It's so fancy. You already know. Alright, so we're a little bit low on liquid capital right now, again. It's fine. It's totally fine. We'll just need to, you know, do a little busy work to build our stores back up. But we've got, like, the best ship in the game now, which is exciting. And once I fully kit it out, it'll be even more useful. Nope, can't go that way. Can I get around here? Yeah. Yes, I can. I think in this area there are a lot of scriveners. So let's hope to find some of those, because those are very profitable. Yeah, the shrill scream of Scribe Spinster, that's what they're called. Scribe Spinster. Try to remember that. I will not remember that. Oh yeah, this one's even called Spinster's Garden, dude. But you never know, there could be other stuff here too. I haven't been here before. Let's send the scout out. Oh, it's adorable. It makes a different sound now. It makes a guinea pig sound. There's something there. It's a little far away. Now, it's interesting because it specifically said that this scout tells you more about the things it finds, but it didn't. What did it tell me? I thought that meant that it was going to tell me the type of item that it found, and it certainly did not. So, like, I don't know what other kind of information it could give me. Questionable. Very questionable. Also, we are not running into anything right now. I don't know if I should be disappointed or relieved. Do I still have my mining rig equipped? No. Of course I don't. Sad. Oh, there's a spinster? Cool. Cool. Eat this. Too easy. Let's get some, what's it called? Take your pen. Oh, right. I'm doing like a special research project for the dude in the nature reserve. In fact, what all do I need for that? Oh my god. Look at all this stuff. Investigate what happened to his colleagues, but he'll still accept samples for research. I don't know if that's actually furthering that quest or if that's just a constant option. And if so, the rewards for turning those things in had better be worth it, because from a scribe spinster I can get a reliable piece of bronze wood. So it's got to be more worth it than just a chunk of bronze wood. Alright, Pierre and Nessie. A prison without doors. Ow. No one saw that. You saw nothing. Okay, the only thing I want to do here is... Oh, shit. Buy gemstones. That's exactly what I want to do here. Beautiful. And that's the only thing I can buy. Okay. Time to find Atlas. Time to find Atlas. And, you know, uncover a little bit more of the map. This is the largest sector of the sky that we haven't explored yet. Where are my spooks? I'm looking for creepies. Creepy crawlies. Don't want to go off the edge of the map here. Kind of looks like it'll let me. Ah, I got some tea. Yes, of course. Sound change. The gloomings where shadows hold court. Alright. What else is there to find? Go, guinea pig, go! Found a couple of things. Something else I can't interact with. And something that looks like it's too close to Piranesi to be another port, but I could be wrong. Let's find out what it is. It is. It is. Where is it? A wreck. Cool. Let's mourn the dead and reduce our terror. Alright. There's a way through there. I remember Atlas being somewhat interesting. Like pretty much every port in this sector. There's always weird shit going on. Ooh, what is this? Ooh, I believe I may have found something. The Langoriad? Oh, yeah. Getting the Eagles Empyrean music again. Atlas! Hey, the Steeping House. We found it! Nice. Yeah, that's about where I expected it to be. Arrival in Atlas. You disembark onto a soggy wooden platform barely supported by the marsh mud below. It leads past several squalid huts and the hulls of scavenged engines to the warmth of a marketplace on wooden stilts. Nearby, what remains of an ancient monastery just holds on against the ravages of time and the swampy ground below. Something's going on down the other side of the monastery. Fire flickers. Treachery carries on the wind. Sabotage! A woman smoking a cigarette watches from the shadows, unaware of your presence, as a group of grizzled skyfarers attempt to force the monastery's doors. Unlike the crumbling stone, these are made of solid new metal, and more than up to the task of repelling the attack. However, with every blow against them, the monastery itself seems to shudder. Dust rains from high up. Stones creak. It will not take much before something gives. Let's intervene. You summon a few of your crew with a wave back to the locomotive. Before you can join the attack, however, Hojo Toho! Hojo Toho! The war cry echoes through the marsh. Urchins, ring breakers from old London from the look of them, surge at the attackers, armed with broomsticks with sharp objects taped onto the end, colander helmets, and cardboard armor. In the name of the Valkyrie, they shout, launching their attacks. For Sigrid! They swiftly rout the attackers. The woman with the cigarette is long gone, leaving behind nothing but the smell of expensive ash. Rotting wooden huts on stilts stretch up out of the marshland, connected by rickety walkways and gently swaying rope bridges. Red paper lanterns line the paths, offering just enough flickering light to avoid unfortunate tumbles into the dark mud below. Ringbreaker urchins in colander helmets and tea tray armor stand to slack attention, longing for a little trouble. Everything here seems to revolve around tea and spice, and a special blend made in the monastery that nobody you speak to appears to have tasted. We are not worthy of Midnight's favor, they all tell you through unsmiling faces, before offering you a special deal on some other blend or incense that they just happen to have. Okay. Visit the Court of Tea and Spices, I suppose. Clouds of rich scents hang in the air. Though the market is small, it's bustling with both London and native Eleutherian traders. Each cramped stall and barrow is piled high with the region's finest tea leaves, opiates, salts, and spices. Let's browse the tea barrows, I suppose. Although the port's mostly famed for its homegrown Midnight's favor, it's quickly becoming a trade hub for every flavor and blend of tea you could possibly wish for. Customers don't brew them, but bite into the leaves and lick samples off their fingers. Let's speak to a grumbling urchin. He slouches more than most of them, chewing on an old twig. Just bored of rations, okay? He spits out the twig. Old Sigrid keeps all the chocolate around here locked up in the Nightingale. He grins. Maybe you could sneak some of it out of that desk of hers. Could make it worth your while. Okay, who's Sigrid? What's the Nightingale? Purchase some tea in bulk. I don't need tea right now, but ask about Midnight's favor. It's the rarest of delicacies. Your inquiries draw a little bit averted eyes and apologies that they are not worthy of Midnight's favor. The select few who trade in it consider it far too precious to simply sell. Alright. Visit Murgatroyd's Taste of Albion. Even out here you can get a mug of Murgatroyd's finest. Oh, although one of the more professional-looking barrows in the market, the Murgatroyd family's special tea blends have gained little traction. Proprietress Amberly Murgatroyd glares at you from behind a slender cigarette holder, twitching at the inconvenience of your presence. Is this the woman we saw earlier? Let's speak with her. Are you here to buy? Amberly glances around, looking for a distraction. If you're not here to buy, I don't know why you're here. Unless, she sizes you up. Perhaps. That sounds like an opportunity in the offing. Amberly lights a fresh cigarette. I'm sure you've heard of Midnight's favor. It's all anyone wants around here. Well, I have plans to deal with that. Were you to assist me when the moment presents itself, well, I would be most grateful, and a most profitable way for us both. Okay. Ask about Midnight's favor. What, is this? Oh, we are not worthy of Midnight's favor, Amberly snaps, her tone suggesting that she's parroting someone else. Haven't touched the stuff. Can't wait to get back to Albion and never hear about it again. When I'm running the business, she catches herself. Well, I'll have my sights set rather higher than beverages. What does that mean? Hmm. Ask about Sigrid and the urchins. That little scrot and her infernal playmates. Amberly shakes her head. I'd blame the parents, if she'd had any. No discipline. A few damn good spankings never did me any harm. Today's youth could do with getting to know the back end of a slipper. Just look at my sister Melusine. Is your point that Melusine was disciplined enough, or wasn't? Inquire about the family business. The Murgatroyd Company is known for more than tea and crackers. There's little you cannot learn at their salons for the right price. I see, okay, so they're information brokers. Amberly looks at you with disdain. Oh, please, even if I had time for Father's spy master games, exactly how much do you think one overhears on the edge of nowhere? She takes a long, pointed drag from her cigarette. Honestly, if you must waste someone's time with such nonsense, go annoy my sister Melusine. I think we stashed her somewhere in the Reach. Her and her ridiculous inventions. Yes, I'm sure she has nothing better to do than listen to you. They say that she invents things, but I haven't been able to access her inventions yet. I hope I can at some point. Alright, pay to let the clay conductor spend time with Amberly's assistants. Sure, dude. Just don't let him give them any ideas, Amberly tells you. The clay conductor requests that they sing for him. The other claymen look reluctant, embarrassed even, but one with shale skin steps forward. It has been too long, but we should still sing. Following his lead, the claymen launch into a mournful, hollow aria that resonates within your ribcage. Even Amberly Murgatroyd shivers as the last note dies away. The clay conductor's quiet for a long minute. At last he gives his verdict. No. He stomps away back toward your engine. Motherfucker. Alright. Let's visit the Midnight Garden. Mere money will not grease the wheels here. Oh, but I have enough affiliation. Okay. The noise of the market slowly fades as you follow the rickety wooden steps down to the marsh. Bohemians calling themselves midnight connoisseurs have built a wooden pagoda overlooking the monastery to savor the taste of the leaves that grow within. Should we attend a tea ceremony? $100? Yeah, sure, dude. The ritual comes easily to you. It begins with a cup of mere hot water, sipped to clear the taste buds. Midnight connoisseurs bring forth a bowl of embers on which to heat the ceremonial bronze kettle. You wait, eyes averted from the kettle, so that it may boil. A washed pot never boils. While your host prepares the implements. The silver spoon, the receptacle of milk, to be turned down politely, in accordance with both taste and tradition. A small chocolate biscuit, perched aside the saucer, to be greeted with the classic mantra, "Ooh, lovely," and devoured in no fewer than 3 bites that leave behind no trace of crumb. You have sampled Midnight's favor. Finally, the tea is poured. It carries the taste of lost love with the bitter aftertaste of the happiness that came before. The first sun of spring and the last bell of Christmas. That is the first sip. It's customary to wait at least 5 minutes before taking a second. Something calls to you. You feel it in your head. It stirs through your memory, sifting for every forgotten pain, every pang of guilt, every regret that ever rose unbidden. The host remains silent. You continue drinking your tea. After the last drop is gone, sleep comes easily and comfortably. For a moment, the world seems no less cruel, but endlessly more endurable. Something in the back of your mind caresses the bad memories, and soon they melt away into pleasant dreams. You awaken on a soft patch of leaves and fungus, staring up at the high monastery walls from inside. There's no roof, just a gaping hole from which you can just glimpse Eleutheria's black sun carving its increasingly familiar hole in the heavens. Your head throbs. Not the pain of a headache, but something deeper. The sense of something digging for something. Regrets, mistakes, thorned vines twisting deep into your darkest memories. There's only one exit from here. The walls are too slick to climb. The call comes from deeper in the monastery. Knee-high ruins mark the echoes of buildings that have long since given way to time. Vines stretch everywhere, pushing through masonry and lying strewn across the makeshift paths. A handful of silent monks wearing animal masks tend to glistening fields of fresh tea. Some water, some pick, all ignore you as you stumble around them, under siege from old regret. Little remains of this place but its high walls and the outline of ancient chambers and lingering glass and stone. Gaps and crystal lenses in the wall help focus the limited light in a way that suggests a glorified greenhouse, with the ground thick with strata of dead flora, packed as hard as concrete. Masked monks in hempen robes move unhurriedly about, tending to fields of tea in the ruins. Attempt to talk to one of the monks? They ignore my presence. Alright. I'm going to leave them to their work. Sample the tea. Few get to taste it. Even fewer get to taste it this fresh. Each field's workers bear their own masks, and the tea each group grows has its own distinct color. They do not object to you picking a couple of leaves for yourself. Do I sample the wolf, fox, or rabbit tea? Rabbit tea. You place the tea leaf on your tongue. Bitterness, a twisted heart, a train pulling away from the station for want of the right word at the wrong time. The ashes of the flame that burned away everything that mattered. A true love's kiss, seen shared with another. The fear that paralyzes. The fear that welcomes the darkness. The darkness of midnight, where disappointment has no lease. God damn it. Obviously, I'm going to try all of them. The wolf tea. So the rabbit tea is tea of not enough courage, right? Of too much timidity. You place the tea leaf on your tongue. Fire, cold fire, the predator, the stalker. The final drink at the end of a long night. The click of the lock. The control of stick and rope. The rush. The cold that follows. A hatred turned inwards. An escape into midnight, where sins are absolved. The wolf muzzled, never to hunt again. The wolf leashed in the darkness, growling, and awaiting its chance to break free. Okay. Or the fox tea. You place the tea leaf on your tongue. The taste of ash, of words unsaid, the cold corpse in the bed, beyond recrimination or apology, the guilt of the abuser's silent partner, their crime being the choice to look away, again and again until ignorance was no longer a blanket. Every last word said in anger, and every naive conceit that regret owes anyone a second chance. The whisper of what could have been, curled up in the darkness of midnight, and drowned by its depths. This tea's fucked up. Continue through the monastery. All the vines seem to converge here at the keep. You enter the darkness inside and climb up the crumbling, rickety steps. Bits of rock and loose pebbles rattle down the stairs behind you, and you're forced to press against the masonry to avoid losing your step. When you reach the top, even the low light of the bell tower is suddenly blinding, the writhing light of the sun obscured by an immense black-leaved plant. Midnight plant. Its black and purple leaves drink in the light. Its green vines pulse, spreading throughout the monastery. The floor is ankle-deep in a mulch of fallen leaves, winking with the odd, radiant flower. Your head pounds, your memory paging through pain and regret faster than a demented zoetrope. The midnight plant rustles, its flowers puckering for a moment. It extends a vine, thorned, bloodied. Oh my god, take the vine or burn it? I'm going to take the vine. It flexes in front of you. The thorns dig into your flesh. The vine wraps around your arm. Your vision fades. Darkness, silence, a heartbeat, yours. The hour of deepest regrets. The midnight plant wraps its vines around you, its sharp thorns working deeper into your sleeping flesh. They lick at your mind. Taste your memory, savor your pain. On distant vines, old griefs birth fresh flowers. Think of the monks below. Are they trapped here? Why would midnight do that? Can I do all these? They're free. They may leave if they wish. They simply choose a life without suffering or remorse. As a chef puts a part of himself into every meal, so do they imbue the leaves they tend with their deepest regret. Midnight fills the void with its song. Think about midnight's favor. Why would a plant sell its leaves like this? Midnight knows it. Oh, there's value in pain. Midnight knows it intimately. They have been adversaries, comrades, master and apprentice. It's not clear which one is which, just that it flourishes in the plant's purple leaves. What, value and pain? Not the pain of torment, the empathy of pain. distilled, shared, offering the liberation only the night can grow. Favor for those who might grow from it. Midnight song to those who remain trapped in a cage of their own making. This is heavy. Okay, so there's value in pain. It's not clear which one is which, just that it flourishes in the plant's purple leaves. Not the pain of torment, the empathy of pain. Distilled, shared, offering the liberation only the night can grow. Favor for those who might grow from it. Midnight song to those who remain trapped in a cage of their own making. Okay. Think about what it's offering. What brought you here in the first place? Midnight is the echo of a kindred soul, perhaps. Midnight has seen much. You will see much more. There will be pain, but in the tongues of old, pain can be merely another word for alive. I love that. I forget who that quote is by. That might be from this. I remember like reading that the first time I played this game and I was like, fuck, I need to write that down. And then I did, and now it's like come full circle. Okay, anyway. The vines wrapped tight around your wrist have stretched across more worlds than most can count. They've seen that there are some that the universe breaks upon its anvil, and others on whom even the stars themselves may be shattered. For those, it has a different song. It is one that midnight might whisper into your ear in a place far from here, once you have fully seen what you are in the dark. I like that. I like that a lot. Do you allow your regrets to control who you are, or do you allow yourself to master them and grow from them? And in the process, kind of like self-actualize. Very, very cool. Think on the word liberation. Something's concealed behind that word. A crusade, the liberation of night. So we've heard a lot about this in Eleutheria. Here's what it is. A crusade for others to proselytize. But would it not be unethical for midnight to watch a man burn when it might so easily extinguish the flames? And what are the judgments if not damned to burn brighter and longer than any in the carrying out of their laws? The pain of a sun is a mighty engine. So midnight is saying that the suns themselves are tormented. That's what it's saying anyway. Think about letting go of the vine. Midnight's grip tightens around your mind. So few have heard its song. So many fewer have tasted its favor. It was not always so small. Its vines stretched across the stars themselves. They yearn to do so again. But the universe is slow, and people are so unpredictable. Should its disciples spread its call throughout the stars once more? Midnight should encourage the Bohemians to spread its tea. If people want what Midnight offers, they should come to it. Or a third option. It's nothing but a smooth-talking emotional vampire. It must burn. Wow. Heavy, heavy decision here. So, what this thing is purporting to offer is to free people's minds, right? But that brings up the age-old question, should people be forced to have their minds freed? Or do we have to trust that they have their own agency, and that if they want to, they'll seek it out themselves? But then what it's also saying is basically that people are laboring under an unjust system, right? The system of the suns, the judgments. And do I want to help in supplanting that system? It's a really hard question to answer because it's hard to know what the alternative is, right? We've seen glimpses of it. We've seen glimpses of uh, like the people behind the mirror who offer an alternative, right? They want to topple the suns and presumably set up their own power. Would that be better or worse for the inhabitants? than the sun's. I don't know. But this at least seems a little bit more compassionate. Like the fact that it's talking about, I mean, again, this that could just be propaganda. That could be telling me what I want to hear. That it's talking about, caring about the suns themselves. Like we have to save the suns. We have to topple them for their own sake. Sounds nice, but is it bullshit? I'm going to go with my gut here and say yes, you should encourage the Bohemians to spread your tea. Midnight's presence fades along with the light. Your answer's still hanging in the air. For a moment you fall into nothing. Then there's a sharp pain, and another one in your ribs. You open your eyes to find yourself lying outside the monastery gates, a pair of ring-breaker urchins prodding you with brooms. Huh, told you they was alive. Owe me a chocolate ration, you do. Very, very interesting. Ah, and here we go. Well, maybe I'll save that for next time. Nah, we'll do it now. The Atlas signs. The Skylarks have carved their glyphs into one of the wooden posts at the station's periphery. As you and the vagabond approach, you find a wildly unkempt man slumped nearby, surrounded by a small fortress of empty bottles. You a Skylark? Asks the vagabond. So what if I am? Slurs the man. Skylarks aren't supposed to get drunk near the station, grumbles the vagabond. Gives us a bad name among the crews and the captains. It's against the code, and I should know, because I wrote it. Sober him up with a good horror story? Persuade him to take pride in being a Skylark? Or ignore him? I'll do the guaranteed one. I have a bunch of horror stories. Yeah. You crouch next to the Jinsook Skylark and launch into a story about the predators that lurk in the darkness above. Blah, blah, blah. By the time I'm finished, he's pale as a bedsheet and apologizes for his inebriation. Alright, the vagabond liked that. You crouch beside the post and examine the signs that have been carved down its length. The stick man above 3 squares tells us that Atlas is a good place to fence stolen goods. The 3 lines connecting the badge and the sock means the local police are urchins. The pipes and the smiling face mean you can buy good tobacco at below market rates. Search for the sign without meaning. If Quivers was right, one of these signs doesn't have a translation. Comparing the sign scratched on the post to the vagabond's well-worn codebook, you find one that lacks a translation. Circle within spiral within teardrop. A sign more intricate than those that surrounds it. When you point it out, the vagabond whistles. That's new, he says, pulling a pencil stub from behind his ear and copying it. Circle within spiral within teardrop. So we've got a teardrop. I'm going to draw a fucking MS Paint version of this and put it up for you. And then a spiral. And then a circle. Interesting. I'll cross-reference it to the other Skylark signs and see if I can arrive at a meaning. He slips the book back into his pocket and lifts the drunk Skylark to his feet. What's your name, friend? He asks amicably, steering him away from the station. Help him study the undeciphered Skylark signs that Quivers discovered. But hold on. He's speaking earnestly with the drunk Skylark. While he's occupied, you spot Ratbite. That's one of the other ones that was with him, right? She's followed you from your engine. Now she tries to hurry away. You follow. When you catch up, you find her shaking with fear. Don't trust him, she whispers. I've heard stories. They call him Old Tom. If the rumors are right. A heavy hand on your shoulder. What's this about rumors? Asks the vagabond with a broad smile. Let's, smoothly change topic. You don't need to know what we were discussing here. You ask the vagabond about his conversation with the drunk Skylark. He studies you for a moment, his expression opaque. Finally, he relents and begins regaling you at length with tidbits about the drunk fellow's travels and personal history. You walk together back to the engine, the vagabond's hand firm on your shoulder, Ratbite following sullenly. When you interrogate her afterward, Ratbite seems to regret saying anything at all. She insists she's told you everything she knows. Okay, so I was totally right. Ratbite says that his name is Old Tom. Alright, what do I do next? He can study Quivers' book of mysterious signs. sits at his desk, puffing thoughtfully on his pipe. He's copied out the untranslated sign from Corvus's notebook and added the one you discovered at Atlas. Atlas? I don't know, dude. They're new signs, but familiar, says the vagabond. Variations and combinations of existing symbols. We should be able to decipher them now they're complete. Help him decipher the signs, I guess. After hours of discussion, dozens of messy diagrams, and an industrial quantity of coffee, you manage to piece it together so that the meaning. They're claiming that the sugar-spun garden can be found within Old Tom's Well, says the vagabond, sitting back and stroking his beard. That must be where our man Quivers has gone. This is the last thing I expected. You ask him why. His laugh is bereft of humor. Because I am Old Tom, and I can assure you that no paradise awaits within the well that bears my name. Huh. Ask why he hid his identity for so long. Why do you think I left my mansion in Lustrum? It wasn't just the wanderlust. I have debts and enemies. Not least among them is my sister, who's always been jealous of my success. She'd stop at nothing to bring me down, and she's powerful in her own right. Did you see anything within Old Tom's Well? According to legend, he made a wish and it was granted. Aye, I saw gold, a gleam of gold amidst a copse of pale trees, and nothing else but darkness. It spoke to me in a voice like lightning striking an oak, and it made an offer. I accepted. You pry further, but he's reticent. What else is there to say? He mutters. It made me rich. Others have journeyed to the well since then, seeking their fortunes, but I'm the only one it spoke to. I don't know why. What offer did it make you? Why do the Skylark signs lead to the well? Someone's hidden a code within a code, and it points to the abyss that bears the vagabond's name. My sister. She's formed a cult which clings to the well's edge and worships the thing that dwells within, chasing on my heels as always. It's never talked to her, only me. Perhaps she thinks she can change that through sacrifice. Perhaps that's why she's luring Skylarks to her lair. He taps the ash from his pipe, staring through the window. We must stop her. It's my duty as a king to protect my people. Raise the question of journeying to Old Tom's Well. The vagabond grimaces. That was the only condition of my bargain with the thing in the well, he says. I could never go back. He taps his chin thoughtfully. But I always knew that one day I'd need to return. So when I was living in Lustrum, I sent for all sorts of scholars, mystics, engineers. In the end, they devised a ritual that could break the curse. To complete it, I'll need to go to the Leadbeater and Stainrod Nature Reserve. He gazes at you for a moment, as though weighing you up. And I'll need your help. Okay. Very interesting. We saw some very interesting things here today. I'll have to mull on those. I hope you will too. Alright, bye.